here because it's supposed to rain. I am so happy to be here. I just been going through so much. How about you? I'm learning so much. I was in a group, Business Reimagine, I think it's what it's called, with Katrina Sawa. It was incredible. There were so many people in the room that were really shooting for the stars, and it felt so good to be there and be in the atmosphere. We were talking so much about finance and intuition, business strategies, marketing strategies, and I had these great conversations. So what you been up to? What's your Truth Friday today? I'm thinking about this. My Truth Friday is around being very aware and present. Some of the layers that I was putting on me, I was not able to see everything clear. And lately I've been getting in more truth with myself. Really being able to see where I could do better. Instead of being scared and just wanting to, go into meditation or wanting to do something different than really focusing in on the spot where I'm feeling uncomfortable, or noticing when my nervous system just shakes. Like I feel like, oh, I'm stressed, whatever. But I really have been stepping into it. I feel like everything is, from what I see now, from where I'm at, that everything's opening up like a big flower. I love the skyline. What do you think about this? Or how are you doing in your truth on this Truth Friday? Is it something that you want to think about? Maybe some things you're missing that you're feeling like I'm not, what I'd say, manifesting or making those changes and strategies that help move things along. We got to be in truth. And it's hard. But we got it. Hashtag speaker locking arms. Like if we really know that we're not alone spiritually, but also there's so many love bugs here. Good morning. And we start locking arms, and mine is, in the Fresh Talks Global Vision, is that we are locking arms. We're making changes by opening our vocals. There are too many people that are just shut down. And I'm learning to open my voice. How about you, Lynn? Are you learning to open your voice? It's something that is scary when you get bigger and bigger and bigger, which means you're always in the raw space. And I think of the raw space, like how it is wonderful to be in that space where you feel vulnerable. What is your vision out there and what you want to do? So I believe we're shutting down our voice too much. We're not getting in alignment enough before we do our videos, before we go into a room, before we talk to ourselves. Oh boy, there's some things that I've been saying to myself, and I don't know exactly, but I know I feel it. Sometimes I can hear it. But if I, in my small space here, when I look up at the sky and I know that there's only so much of me here on this billion people earth, that I just have one thought. But if I keep talking about it, people are going to be like, I see you. So I think we need to stop the blaming and the shaming out there. Open the voice. Stop the blaming and the shaming out there. And that means within ourselves too. So when I hear myself shaming myself, an easy one for me to get to, then I try and shut it down quick. As in, you're not welcome here. But sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, and it just feels yucky, and I go, okay, we need to get out of that. And the hardest part is turning the car to another path instead of just going down. It's easy, it's natural. The brain's just going to keep going. The body's going to keep reacting. Just keep doing it. But it's that turn, that pivot, that makes such a big difference. So what do you think? What do you think about this? Where's your pivot? Where are you getting into your truth? And it's a Truth Friday. I mean, it's Friday because we get a little bit more freedom and safety and healing in our body because it's the end of the week for most of us. And not that I don't do business on the weekend, because sometimes it's nice to get creative. What do you think about your weekends, too? It's nice to get creative. Maybe not even touch a computer, touch, the camera to do a video, but it's more just being with everything. And that truth, and making sure the right people are around you. I think about that. And so I have this safety pillar, and the first one is shame. Like the first step out of the 5 steps to have safety in our life. There's a lot in there in each step. And one of them is about loving yourself. It's about having empathy for yourself. It's about really being able to be authentic. And sometimes you don't know what that means, because we keep discovering what authenticity means to us, and taking the masks off. Okay, so when I was in the room, this is my confession, and hello. Let's see, I think there might be some stuff added in here. For some reason, I can't see any posts. So if you're posting, I'm gonna double check it when I get into my office. Okay, so I was in the room, a big room this week. And I noticed I was stepping into things. But I didn't notice until it was done. And I go, man, if I would have gone back, then I would have been elevated to a different level. And I started my morning stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. And then when I walked in the room, that threshold, that threshold, you get to claim what you're doing with all the hashtag speaker locking arms. And so I just kind of went in there about 3/4 instead of 100% or 90% or 80% of what I was. What's on my mind? And so what do you think about this? When you go into a room and you're networking and all that, we have our ups and downs, but it's like after the fact you go, here, wait, I could have been more relaxed. I could have opened my voice more. I could have said things instead of stopping halfway to what was already pretty good to say, but there was something actually on my mind even deeper, making sure I say that last sentence that loops everything, and I go, oh, I could have done that better. But I have so many people to connect with, and that connection in our journey is truly divine. I love having friends. I love and appreciate everyone here. Tell me about what your Truth Friday is about, what you're stepping into, what you're feeling raw about. Any of those you can answer. Answer them all if you want. Yay! I feel raw about being in a room and not fully opening up. And then I want to forgive myself, so have an empathy for myself and say, okay, I can do this better. And I want to really be able to dig in deep with my authenticity. Like, who am I? Like, what was I showing up there to where I am this morning? And I believe I'll get some answers. So I hope you get your answers too. I love you so much. I really care about this group, and I care about what we do. We're growing so fast, and we're going to have some really good speakers. We just did a show last week for Fresh Talks Global Vision. We had some great people. We had 3 people, counting me. I have a podcast called Rhonda Lou Moxy that's sponsored by Fresh Talks Global Vision. But I want you to really feel what you want out there. If you are partnering with us, hashtag Speaker Locking Arms, then what would you say is your global vision? I love and appreciate you. Namaste.